What is the new modern restaurant going to look like as we move forward into the future? Hey everybody, my name is Ryan Gromfin. I'm an author, speaker, chef, restaurateur, and I'm the founder of therestaurantboss.com as well as clickbacon.com and scalemyrestaurant.com. And so as we're coming out of this crazy time, this COVID-19 era, this video is being filmed in the middle of May of 2020. We are in the heart of just barely starting to reopen our economy. Now, whether you're watching this in June of this year or in June of 2025, I think the tips I'm going to share with you here today are going to apply. But what is the new modern restaurant going to look like? Again, whether it's next week, next month, next year, or in the next decade. It's hard for me to answer that specifically because, of course, we can't look into the future. But the one thing I can tell you is that the modern restaurant is going to be 10% ahead of where the pack is. It's going to be 10% ahead of where everybody else is. So how do we find out what that 10% is, what that difference is? Because if we go too far, if you make too many changes at once, your customers are going to get nervous. They're going to be afraid. They're not going to know what it is. Whether you're looking to develop a new concept and you have nothing right now, go look and see what the leaders of your industry all around the world are doing and push the envelope by 10%. If you've got a restaurant open right now and you know things need to change, go look at what the leaders of your industry are doing and push that envelope by about 10%. But for those of you that don't believe that change must happen, for those of you that don't believe that you must push the envelope a little bit, but not too much, I ask you to think about what did a restaurant look like in the 20s? Go look at menus for restaurants in the 20s. I love visiting old historic hotels and looking at their menus for New Year's Eve 1900 or some random cafe menu that they served in their hotel in the 20s or the 30s or the 40s. We don't eat anything like that anymore. So things must change. I talk to people all the time that say their menu's fine, their menu doesn't need to change. It's the same menu they've been serving for 20 years. You're wrong. Your menu needs to change. You can't push too far, you can't push too hard, but you need to change, you need to adopt. So what does the new modern restaurant look like? I don't exactly know. That's different for everybody, but what it looks like is it's 10% more modern than where you are right now. Those old 50s diners don't exist anymore, so things must change. Those old 20s and 30s and 40s dinner houses with 30-piece brass bands don't exist anymore, so things must change. I apologize that I'm not giving you black and white and telling you exactly what to do here, but the one thing I do want to tell you to do here is to look at the industry leaders. Are you getting magazines for your industry? Are you watching the cooking shows? Are you eating at your competitors' restaurants? Are you traveling the country, the state, or the world to eat at the restaurants that are similar to your restaurant, that are in the same socioeconomic or demographic area that serve similar food? Are you at minimum, do you have a list of the 50 best restaurants? If you serve hamburgers, do you have a list of the 50 best hamburger restaurants in the world? And are you every once in a while watching YouTube videos, members of their Facebook pages, seeing what they're doing, looking at their menus, looking at what marketing they're doing? Because how can you adapt to the new economy? How can you adapt to any new economy? How can you push the envelope a little bit, give your customers what they want, stay on trend or a little bit ahead of the trend if you don't even know what the trend is? So the biggest takeaway I have for you here is to study your competition, study the industry leaders, see what they're doing and adapt just a little bit of those practices. And if we keep that mentality, that constant and never-ending improvement mentality in our brains, if we're constantly every year pushing the envelope by 10%, you will never be stale, you will never be old, you will never be an old restaurant. You will always be on the cutting edge of technology. Remember, you're either green and growing or ripe and rotten, which brings me to next week's video. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I look forward to bringing you You're Either Green and Growing or Ripe and Rotten next week. Have a wonderful day. Want to improve your skills as a manager and make more money? Did you get handed the manager job and weren't given the support you need? Are you nervous about applying for a restaurant manager position? Managing restaurants, bars, and kitchens is not easy. I know. I have been there. I want to help. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is a plan and some new tools. That is why I created the Restaurant Manager Certification. It's a boot camp for aspiring restaurant leaders designed to simplify your path to the top. Learn more at therestaurantboss.com/manager. I hope you enjoyed this week's training video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, would you go ahead and smash the like button right up there so you can get notified every week when we release a new free training video. I've also gone ahead and put a couple of videos for you here and here that I think you're going to enjoy. Remember, systems create freedom. Freedom creates value, and value creates scale. Manage systems, develop people, and be awesome.